Hello and welcome travelers who have come across this video. Today is the first episode of a series I'm going to be doing called Hunt Locked. Basically, I am locked to each zone of Azeroth, one zone at a time, until I tame all pets in that area. I decided to start my gameplay at Exile's Reach because in other videos with this similar idea, I don't see anyone start here, so I thought it'd be an interesting way to switch it up. Plus, there's a lot of exclusive pets that are only on this island, which you can't get to later on because this island closes off once you hit like level 10, you escape it. I've implemented some rules throughout the video, which I think will make it more interesting. I'm going to put the rules on the screen now, but I will also say them out loud. Basically, the few rules are: cannot leave a zone until I capture every pet. Now, I do have a thing in my mind. If I, for some reason, miss a pet because of the guide I'm looking at isn't accurate, I will go on an alt account and get that pet and count it towards this pet or this character, because it's not really fair that I didn't know I was missing one. And the guides I'm looking at are very, I guess, outdated, to say the least. But that's one of the rules. Second rule is to not have any transfers from different characters. The only thing I'm going to be transferring probably sooner than later are bags to this character, just to give myself some more space. But I won't be giving any of my character gold, none of that. He has to earn all that himself. And the final rule is I am not going to be able to group with anyone for this challenge. I feel like grouping for it, especially for endgame pets that might be harder to tame or might be easier to tame with a group, is going to be more fun to watch trying to see me tame it myself. So all dungeons that have tameable pets, all raids that have tameable pets, when I finally get to the zone, I will go in and tame by myself and clear that content, or try to clear that content by myself. So those are the 3 rules I am sticking by. If you guys have any other ideas, just put them in the comments below. I'll take a peek at them. I then continued to quest and came to Austin Huxworth, who then was my hunter trainer in this area, who taught me how to tame beasts. So basically right now I am going, or planning on, taming my first companion throughout this journey. First of many, and many more to come. But I'm going after the wandering boar for my first pet, mostly because he was right there. It's just a little gameplay of him trying to show me how to tame my beast. And yeah, I start taming him. My main goal is to tame one beast. I also have to keep them all as well. I forgot to mention that. I'm going to tame one of these beasts, go over to the pet master, the stables, and keep on taming. So I now continue to quest over and over again until I beat this orc, which was not very challenging. They made this island way too easy for newer players. I beat this orc, go return a few quests, or not a few quests, I should say. One more quest is the last quest. And once I complete this, and this is basically, I guess, ending the first section of this land, this island. So I go through a little cutscene here. And then my challenge can truly begin. I have a stable master now, the Worgen who taught me how to train my pet, and he will be the key person throughout this whole entire catch 'em all thing that I'm doing. He's for this island anyways, because as time goes on I'll have different stable masters, but he is our number 1 guy throughout this part of the game. So now that I have a stable master, I'm getting ready to go get some pets. I will be doing a little, not montage, maybe montage per se, of me getting all these pets. I'm trying to make it look somewhat entertaining. I'm not really good at editing, Might just throw some epic World of Warcraft music in the background while I tame all these different pets, but let's get to the little montage of it. After dismissing my pet into the stables and finding my next target, which is a Plainsdoe, trust me, it's like the same 3 models as whole entire zone, with like 4 different names, so I'm gonna have to try to get all of them. But the only thing I'm not counting is colors. If one model has 3 different colors, but they're the same name, I am not going to count that. So I got my second pet after my board, which was a stag. I then look up and see my next target, which is one of these 5 same birds, but with different name models. I think it's the Hungry Vulture. This guy doesn't put on any threat. It's a simple little tame and deposit into my stables. I then start taming the Plainsdoe, which is the female version of the stag. Don't worry, I still have another one of these to tame as well, so you guys are gonna be so excited to see the same model being tamed for the 3rd time. I then decide to traverse into the spooky, scary spider cave, where there are a bunch of poisonous spiders, and it's a very dangerous place. I recommend not going. As you can see, I jumped down and almost killed myself. But that aside, I capture what I believe is one of 2 spiders in this cave. The first spider being the barrow spider. And then for whatever reason, the little spider, the barrow spiderling, can also be tamed. You would think by looking at it, you'd think it'd be a critter, something that you can tame for pet battles or whatever, but no. It is a tameable mob, just a smaller model of the bigger spiders. After exploring the scary spider caverns, I go back to the beginning area to capture another bird called the sharp-beaked hawk, which I don't believe shares an appearance with anything else here. It might, I don't know. But I do catch a lot of birds during this time. I then pull a little too many mobs my little level 7 hunter can handle and die to hopefully get a faster res back to the stable master. I want to see if this graveyard skip would be a big help. I don't think I used it for the rest of it because it kind of put me up on top, and I think it was a longer walk doing this than just actually walking back from the first zone. I also decided to take all my gear off. I forget what the reason behind this was. Probably just me being stupid. I even took my bow off, so how am I gonna damage anything far range? But that's just how my stupid mind works. I thought this would be the next pro strat in hunt locking, but I guess it's not. So here, you'll like this one. I'm just looking back at the video now, and I didn't even realize I did this. But after taming the hawk in the last segment, I forgot to put it back the next time I played in my stable. So I come all the way here for the goat to realize, oh, I have a pet. Now I have to walk all the way back, another 5 minutes of walking. Which is stupid because it's just taunting me at this point because that guy's going by with the level 1 mount and I have to walk. It gets so much better when it hits level 10, but I just thought this was a brainlet move that I did. After what seemed like an eternity of running there and running back over and over again, I decide to catch my next victim after I murder this hawk for whatever reason. I guess I think I was farming some XP while doing this to get my mount quicker. But anyways, I go over and I capture a Gruffhorn, which is a beautiful looking goat. That's basically it. You'll see this model 20 more times. After running back to the starting zone yet again, I managed to capture myself a coastal albatross. Another one of the many birds that dwell on Exile's Reach. I then run all the way back, yet again, because the guide I was using told me I can capture this crab, but running all the way back for the 5 millionth time, I realized this is a critter. This is not a animal I can capture. And I think that's going to be an issue with this challenge, especially for zones people don't really go to anymore, like Exile's Reach, or really play content wise, a lot of this stuff is outdated, so I'm gonna have to do some investigative work as well. But as you can see on the screen here, this is everything I went off of. So if I did miss anything, please let me know, and I'll go capture it in the next video on another character. I trust me, I checked everywhere on this island for stuff I couldn't find, and even though it said, like, I think some of these pets are horde specific or aren't tameable, I tried everything. So in case it seems a little repetitive of me keeping on messing up different pets and critters and all that, I just want to make sure I get it right. After thinking that I had all the animals from the first section, I decided to move on into the world and start doing the quests, but little did I know I was missing a pretty big one in the first section, which will come bite me in the ass, as it's the last pet I have to get at the end of the video. But I decided to take my luck with Killclaw the Terrible, pretty spooky guy. But I couldn't have a pet for this to solo because I decided to tame him first. He apparently does not like ogres because he killed them all. But I started taming him. He actually hits pretty hard. Nothing I can't deal with though, and that's another one added to the stable. Hear me out, you're gonna love this. I tame another hawk-like creature. This time it's an owl called the Woodland Watcher. Not a bad model. I think it's a pretty cool looking pet. But at the end of the series, if it goes on for a while, I will decide my 5 favorite pets throughout the whole entire game, or something like that, and see what ones I came to grow and love. But as you can see, Killclaw kind of does a lot of damage to a level 8 hunter soloing it. My pet's not keeping damage. I don't even think I have Growl yet. So yeah, I almost died there, which would have not been a fun time. And then for whatever reason, I solo Killclaw again for like the 3rd time. I believe it was for XP, just so I can get to level 10 quicker to get my mount and make this journey even more quicker. Because it is not fun walking around and not having a mount after using one for so long. But I return this quest and I go on to the next pet. I then tame the next pet on Huntlock's list of animals that he wants to capture. And this is, I believe, the Sharpbeak Hawk. I then adventure deeper into uncharted territories in Exile Reach. And I find myself at the Deadwall Plains, which is a very spooky place, as I will come to realize. I am currently helping a elemental with, I believe, getting free, and he gives me a run boost as a reward, which helps taming my pets just a little bit quicker. I then go more into the Deadwall Plains, into a harpy area, get some quests, and find my next pet that I captured. It is the hunting warg, which belongs to these, I guess, harpies, and wargs are best friends. I would have not expected that. And ooh, look, I am also killing a rare to get a astonishing piece of gear. Hold on, wait for it. No, I'm just playing, I just got a bag. I then spot this person who was on my ship in need of rescuing. So after a few waves of killing harpies and war, and then also killing the boss of this zone, which is a big Ravenlord-like creature, which I cannot tame, unfortunately. I dismissed my pet for nothing, so I had to go back and get another one for the stables. Come on, Blizzard, like, why are you marking it as a beast if you can't tame it? It would be such a cool pet to tame. But yeah, since I couldn't tame it, I had to meet its fate and go in the grave. I then do a quest with my hunter trainer, thinking I could tame this pet that I am learning Ice Trap to tame. But no, I can't tame it. You just freeze it, give it a little bit of frostbite. Our trainer gets super happy that he caught a wolf that was already tamed and on the ship with us. But No, it doesn't let me tame it. So that is -1 pet that I can, unfortunately, not tame. Yeah, and then, stupid me, after I finish the next quest, I could tame the pet. So, I totally forgot, and yeah, I actually did tame this and put it in my stable. It's just, all the pets look the same, and it is pretty hard to keep track of them. After dressing up as, before dressing up as an ogre and cosplaying, I searched the island a little longer for any critters, well, not critters, but pets that could be tamed. For whatever reason, on the website that I was using, it said the doe, the plains doe, can be tamed. So I was sitting there trying to find a plains doe that wasn't a critter. But lo and behold, there was none because the website is outdated. So I spent a good time doing that and realizing, oh, there's just not one available. Oh, and I totally forgot to mention, I hit the lovely level of level 10 and am able to ride my albino drake, which is, I believe, you get for collecting 50 mounts. Like, I'm about to collect 50 pets. As you can see, I retame a tamed boar. The ogre doesn't like that I tamed this boar, and for whatever reason, he wants to kill me for it. I don't know why. I guess he doesn't appreciate stealing. But I decided to end this career as being a ogre brute and move into the next pet. Before taking on the challenge of taming another pet, I decided to try the raid content at the end of dungeon content. Kind of showing off what a dungeon is at the end of Exile Reach solo. I don't know if it's intended to be done solo or having the NPCs help you throughout the way, but I didn't do neither, and I guess you can say that I died quite a few times until I finally reached the last boss. The last boss of this said dungeon, named Gorgoth. He was a little tricky, especially doing it solo without a pet, because when I was looking at the pet sheet, it said there is an undead bat that was able to be tamed. So I thought, hey, it's probably in this dungeon. But later on, I realized it is a Horde exclusive bat. The wolf that I got earlier for doing that quest, I believe the bat is for the Horde. So I could not get that pet on my Alliance character. But anyways, back to this riveting battle gameplay. He respawns as a dead drake who wants to take over Exile's Reach, but I cannot let my newfound land get destroyed. So throughout this fight, I decided to kite him and heal periodically. It wasn't too bad of a fight, but I also, funnily enough, did try to tame him during this fight because on his tag it says he's a beast. So I would think he would be tameable, and that would be a really cool pet, but no, it didn't let me tame it. So I had to use all my potion cooldowns, all my spell cooldowns, and run around and kite him until he is ultimately dead. It wasn't too bad of a boss fight. I used a kill shot right there, try to tame him again, and he's dead. After leaving the dungeon, I had the might of the Alliance waiting for me, as they have somehow found us on this distant land that has not been found for years until we crashed on it, which is pretty neat that I didn't have to starve here and die and end the challenge here, and they actually found a way out for me. But before I can leave, I got some more pets I gotta catch. I then head back. I go to the starting area and try to find the last pet that I somehow missed, which was the prickly porcupine. Now this pet was a pain in the ass to get, because apparently if you beat the dungeon at the end of Exile's Reach and want to go back to the starting zone for whatever reason of this area, if I zone in to the very beginning, the pet despawns. I cannot see any mounts, so as you can see, I go into abandoned camp, and most, if not all, of the animals respawn. So I was like, damn, I'm cooked. I can't get this porcupine. It won't work. But after trial and error over and over again, I finally figured out a strat. I first send my boar that I just tamed in to battle the porcupine before I zone into the abandoned camp. Bring the porcupine out of that zone, release my pet, and then I tamed them. This was the only method I found after multiple attempts of taming this pet, and thank God there is a spawn location right in front of the loading instance, or else this challenge would have been a fail. I then go back and return the porcupine, and I believe from the research I did, these are all the pets I can capture in this zone. And thank you for everyone who watched the first episode of this series. I will be tackling Elwyn Forest next. So if you like the series, let me know in the comments, leave a thumbs up and subscribe, as I thought this was a pretty interesting idea compared to all the other challenges out there that are similar. So yeah, I will see you in the next one.